CCS Transition Conference. I am 14 years old. We don't have anything even remotely similar to this conference in my county. So I just want to say that I feel extremely fortunate to be a part of yours. I would like to talk with you today about advocacy and leadership. I believe advocacy and leadership are an essential part of obtaining quality health care, not just for the individual, but for humanity as well. Advocacy spans every aspect of society, from parenting to politics. Advocacy is the ability to stand for and defend your beliefs, values, and principles. Some of you may feel that you are not an effective advocate for yourself or a leader of others, or that you don't have what it takes. And I've run into a lot of people in my county who feel like this. And in my opinion, this is a misconception that too many people buy into. Let me tell you my story. I wrote my first letter to the state legislators when I was 11, advocating for the continued existence of this program, the California Children's Services Program. I never saw myself as an advocate. I just wanted to stand up for a program that I felt was important to me and other children like me. Though I stood over the fax machine for 8 hours, faxing every senator and assembly member in the state of California, my concerns fell on deaf ears. The responses I received were only cards, brushing me off with the phrase, "Talk with your local assembly member or senator." Still, I continued to write letters and fax them to every senator and assembly member for over 2 years. I figured that since this tactic didn't seem to be working, I had to do something else. I started browsing the web for information about the CCS program and the changes being made. I found out there was an advisory committee working with the Department of Healthcare Services, DHCS, helping to design a plan to replace CCS. I spent hours on the phone getting the fax number for every single member of that committee. I faxed my newest letter to all of them and was finally contacted by an advocacy group. This advocacy group was very interested in hearing what I had to say. As a result, I have been able to speak in front of the legislature 4 times in the past 2 years. Through the experiences of speaking with legislators and their staff and speaking at the hearings was extremely intimidating and frightening, I have learned that they are regular people, just like you and me, trying to do the best they can to advocate for their constituents. We can help them by advocating for our needs. Only we know what it is like to live our lives. Only we know what help and services we require to improve the quality of our lives. We must speak for ourselves. When you transition to adult Medi-Cal, you need to be prepared to advocate for yourself. Advocating for others has taught me to be a better advocate for myself. I have found it to be very helpful, even at home with my mother. My advice would be to start out by researching your concerns and knowing your rights. Explore the resources available. A few I would recommend would be GBLA and the Medi-Cal Managed Care Ombudsman, or even your legislator if you like. If you would like contact information, you can either see, what was her name? Alexandria
Andrew
Foster, or you can come up to me because I have some information as well. More importantly, it is important to speak out if your needs are not being met or something just doesn't seem right to you. An advocacy friend of mine said to me that even when you think the battle is over, it's not. If it's something you feel is important, you keep fighting. Don't ever give up. There are countless ways to advocate for yourself, as well as for others. If you are determined in your efforts, eventually people will listen. Young people today can have more impact than ever before. We have access to social media and social networking sites that allow us to spread the word much quicker than, say, telephone or word of mouth. We can build relationships with our local legislators, speak at the Capitol, write letters, volunteer for an internship with an elected official, and many other things besides. I saw the impact we can have at one of the hearings that I testified at. After I finished speaking, the chair of the committee told me that if I was this way now, he shuddered to think of what I would be able to do in 10 years. It is my firm belief that people who advocate for themselves, others, or some idea or principle are leaders. Advocacy plays a key role in leadership. As a result, they are inseparably linked. Leaders are advocates who know how to persuade, encourage, support, and engender trust from those who follow. A leader thinks outside the box to eliminate barriers of any kind and does not bully or force. All of us, whether CCS members or parents or providers or staff of county health organizations, have the chance, have the opportunity to shape our world and make it better. Commit to a cause, persevere through obstacles and challenges. Never give up, and accept even a small change that improves the quality of someone's life as a victory. The result, however small, will make a difference. Imagine if each of us, all of us, made just one change. Think of the possibilities. The amount of change that could be accomplished by the collective effort of the group, the community, would be staggering. In closing, I would just like to say thank you again for allowing me to speak to you today. I wish each and every one of you a smooth transition. Thank you.